Cody.
Yeah, Cody. Cody, nice to meet you. Well,
They want you to participate and see a government meeting.
Great.
We're in state and local government. It's
saw it.
one of the courses that we're taking.
Yeah.
So
Thanks for
you
being
know,
here.
to watch it and get to know everything.
So what's your major?
Human services, restorative justice. Yeah.
Great.
Yep. And we're both interning with the police
You get
department.
after it,
So.
get
Wage work?
Yes.
That's what I did when I
and they
was.
can put it in
Yeah.
the newsletter and stuff.
So,
Yeah, we're
and you're already? Seniors.
Seniors, yeah.
Great.
We graduate in December. So,
Good.
yeah. Passionate about the co-response teams that they're doing with the police department.
Yeah.
And crisis teams. So that's what we're working on.
Great. Thank you for being here. You're welcome to come any Thursday.
Good. It's a good email. Okay. I'm not sure where I got the email.
An email, yeah. Yep.
And my password ran out, so I couldn't get
Yeah, I responded to it yesterday. You're welcome to be here any Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Sorry, Mr.
We already had a class together.
What's for your presence today?
And there's a waste basket right on the side of this, that plant there.
Morning. Thanks for being here.
Sarah's not.
There's a gentleman.
There might be a few other folks here day-to-day ones.
Anybody calling in?
To announce or did announce.
There might be.
So you start.
Yeah, Jamie will come see the pump.
Yeah, we don't want to miss this.
Yeah.
A lot on.
Yeah, it's a big one. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Hi, it's Nikki from the controller's office.
Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
That's last year.
Yeah, we found the video from last summer. And seen that, so.
I don't know if they're going to try this year. They're being correlated. Most of the works. Oh, yeah, they respect. They do that 2 years ago.
Could be worse. Could be here every day, like you bring them all day long.
Can they hear you?
They're not right, they look like women. How did I get these?
Maybe you're trying to be fashionable.
The taupe is very freaking.
They're not like,
Can you do this?
Morning.
Morning, this is Jamie.
Hi, Jamie. Okay, ready? Is Jess coming down?
No, I'm doing all that.
Oh, okay, you're handling that?
Yep.
Okay. Good morning. Ask you to please rise for the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance before we convene our Commission's public meeting. Dear Heavenly Father, we ask you for your blessing and guidance over our meeting this morning. Thank you for your incredible sovereign power and work in our lives, your goodness, love, mercy, and kindness you shower us daily. Lord, we thank you for the many agencies that are in our community that share compassion and kindness. This month is recognized and celebrated as American Red Cross Month. We're thankful for those that stand with food, clothing, water, and shelter in times of tragedies and disasters. Bless those employees, volunteers, and supporters that reach out to show your love in time of need. Father, we pray for the Spirit to work together to meet the challenges we face. Wherever our journeys lead us, may we spread love, joy, peace, goodness, and kindness to those we encounter. May you lead us in a spirit of unity. You are our Father, righteous and holy. We pray for your peace throughout the world. As you state in your word, let your peace rain down upon us today as we seek you more than anything else. Now we ask this morning that your face shine upon us with favor, and we will act according to your will. These things we humbly pray in your name. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning. At this time, we'll convene the Commissioners' public meeting. We'll ask for approval of the minutes of the previous meeting.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried. Public comment on agenda items only at this time. Do we have any? Any online?
Nothing online?
Okay. Move on to our proclamation. Maya?
Yep, today we have proclamation for American Red Cross Month.
Good morning. I'm looking around to see if Getty Stewart.
Yes, she's here.
She's right there.
Where?
Right.
Oh, hi, how are you? I haven't seen you in a long time. County of Lycoming Proclamation, American Red Cross Month, March 2023. Whereas for almost 142 years, the compassion, care, and service of Clara Barton, the founder of the American Red Cross, still perseveres today through its dedicated employees, compassionate volunteers, and caring supporters. And whereas during natural and unnatural disasters, the American Red Cross readies food, water, shelter, and emergency supplies to help with local, national, and global crises around the world. And whereas the American Red Cross Greater Pennsylvania region serves nearly 8.7 million individuals in 61 counties, which includes Lycoming County, and they cover over 33,000 square miles. And whereas our local Greater Mid-Central Pennsylvania chapter of the American Red Cross is always busy offering encouragement and aid to those who are enduring tragedy and or loss of family homes due to fires. And they also faithfully organize our local blood drives and offer life-saving courses. Now, therefore, we, the Lycoming County Commissioners, do hereby proclaim March 2023 as American Red Cross Month, March 2023. And we urge all citizens across our great county to share their support for the worthy humanitarian mission of the American Red Cross by attending their life-saving courses, donating much-needed blood, volunteering your time to help survivors restore and recover, or by the kindness of a donation. Signed, Lycoming County Commissioner Scott L. Metzger, Chairman, Tony Armiser, Vice Chairman, Richard Marabito, Secretary. Welcome, and please come to the podium. Getty and Al.
Here? You want us to say something?
If you like
Yes.
to.
You don't want to get me
Yes.
started.
Al, there's this camera up in the ceiling. And
Oh.
You're live. Yeah. You're on Regis and Kathy, or what's the show now? What's the?
I don't even know who's on
Yeah,
there.
who's on here now?
I don't even know.
Yeah, we don't even know if it's
Regis
still
is
on.
Yeah.
And I do expect it.
Well,
humor.
we, as Red Cross volunteers, want to thank all of you for the support that you give, not only Lycoming County, but all of the world, even if it's only thinking about the good that we do. And we are pretty much all volunteers. We have, see, you shouldn't get me started, I told you.
No, that's okay. Go ahead and talk. Tell the public.
We have volunteers from here, Al's one of them, who actually go all over to help with disasters and the things that a lot of people are needed. He can talk more about that. The only disaster I've ever been in is a flood at home, okay. But the blood that is drawn, the people here who help all of the people here, and actually the people all over the United States who go from here to across the sea and that kind of thing. I mean, Clara Barton started a really wonderful organization There were a lot of volunteers who did things before that, but she made it into an organization. And I read something in a history book about she was there for the Johnstown flood, and there had been nobody available before that. And I think that may have been the real here for us. There were lots of people who did, nurses and stuff, who did help on the battlefields as volunteers. But she put it all together and made it work. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the county commissioners for recognizing the Red Cross, and especially for our Mid-Central PA chapter, which is made up of 7 counties, and Lycoming being one of the main counties. So it just feels good every year to go through another year, especially when this was my boomer year when I hit my 80th. It makes you feel different, but realizing that I've been a Red Cross volunteer for over 50 years. Thank you.
Thank you.
He's a youngster.
Yeah. Any organization that stands for 142 years.
I'm sorry, what?
Any organization that stands for 142 years is a testament to the volunteers and supporters and employees of that
They
organization.
tend to keep their, you know,
Yeah.
when a volunteer becomes a volunteer at the Red Cross, they tend to stay.
Yeah. We thank each one of them for their service.
Thank you for recognizing
Yeah.
that.
We'd like to get a
Question.
picture of you with the proclamation, if you stay up here, please.
Yeah.
I haven't seen you. Oh, okay. We're not used to pictures of our age.
All right, on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Hey, you keep this or we keep it?
You keep it.
Oh,
Yes. Always good to see you.
nice to see you. Thank
We
you.
have a local 800 number to call.
Next year.
They will
Bless
tell you
you.
where.
Thank you. Go.
Getting, we expect to see you next year.
Thank you. Now you have to go. All right, moving on, we have one bid opening. Nikki?
Yes, we had one bid submitted for the second quarter food product from Caesars, and that's a multi-line bid.
So I just would like to note that, this is probably going to become problematic because I usually have 3 bidders on this. So I'm going to have to really look to see what items that they have submitted bids for and figure out a solution. This goes back to, our conversations about COVID and how it's affecting the market and how our, regulations haven't changed to, ease the pain on this. So
This is for the food products at the prison and PRC.
that's correct, yeah.
Well, when you say what's changed, what do you mean?
So because of COVID,
Right.
it's made the market very volatile.
Oh, right.
Prices.
And
So-
they're not holding the bids very
Yeah,
long.
and some of them won't even submit anymore now.
Right.
And that's half the
Gotcha.
battle. So,
Okay.
but yet our, code says we still are required to go out to bid twice and do all that stuff. So, basically our code's not kind of easing our pain. When they took away that emergency resolution, they didn't count into things like this that it's still affecting, and it impacts us greatly.
So just like building materials, they can't hold the price for a period of time.
Exactly.
Any kind of bid, same thing with food.
That's why we're seeing so many cost overruns. Yep.
But what you're saying is during the pandemic, we had the permission as a result of the emergency decree to not have to be held to that.
Correct.
And
Yeah,
now
they
that the
help
emergency
keep it.
decree has been canceled, we are still sort of feeling the after effects, but we have to go back to the regular rules for bidding.
That's correct, yeah.
Got it, okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Nikki.
You're welcome.
Next item, we have reports. Kaylin, you have a accounts payable cash requirement report and also the cash requirement report for jury panel 12.
Morning, Caitlin.
Good morning. Excuse me. All right. Presented for your ratification are invoices due through March 22nd of 2023 to be paid on March 15th, 2023 in the amount of $2,954,205.36. The breakdown is as follows, with 48.85% being funded by the general fund at $1,443,124.80. 34.17% is being funded by grants and other sources at $1,009,576.51. 10.13% is being funded by RMS at $299,144.16. And 6.85% is being funded by escrow at $202,359.89.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments?
We have some people in the audience here from Penn College, and maybe if you can introduce yourself and explain to them what the general fund, grants, RMS, and escrow means.
I am Kaylin Barnes. I am the administrative specialist for the Budget and Finance Office, and we run this report and the breakdown of all the money that is going out for the week in terms of AP. And general funding is just what? To be honest, you would probably explain this better than I can.
That's the money that we collect from taxpayers. Well, not all of it, but most of the money that we collect from taxpayers go into a general fund. There's different accounts, but this is the general fund where we'll write a check out of that. And then there are other funds, and go ahead, and that's the grant and other sources.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
and the AP is accounts payable, that's the accounts that pay on each week.
Grants and other sources is kind of like a pass-through to funding that is not coming from taxpayers, just kind of getting passed through to us, and we give it out to them. RMS is the resource management system, so that's funding and money that's coming from like the landfill.
That's the gentleman right behind you.
Landfill and stuff like that. And then escrow, I'm sure you have better explanation of that. I'm the secretary here.
So escrow is money that we're holding under a legal obligation to give it to someone else. So, for example, in this week's run, we're holding money for children and youth, Lycoming County Children and Youth. And so that money is held in escrow, and it'll be sent over to them.
So we may collect $37 million in taxes from property, right? But our budget's like this year is $130 million. We get usually a third from our taxpayers, a third from the state, and a third from the federal government. And those monies will all come in through the county. And then they have to disperse them.
And each week we receive a report. This week is 24 pages of each line item of every bill that's being paid. So we review that before we sign off on it, and then vote on it at the public meeting.
And some of the work that employees do is getting grants, right? So in each department, there are people who are looking for grants, and Maya Toon, who is at the end of the table here, she will get notices of grants, and then she will send them out, and she'll help them write grant requests and so forth. So that's when the commissioner says that, you know, some of it comes from the state and the feds. It's a result of the grant work that employees do, including Maya and others, to get that money.
And that makes up the majority of our budget, those grants.
And RMS is an enterprise fund of the county. Everything that they spend is their money. They've earned it. It's not through taxpayers.
Okay.
All right.
The motion second, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
And I have a jury panel 12 to be paid on March 13th in the amount of $6,716, and that is 100% funded by the general fund.
Okay, a motion,
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
So this is reimbursement to people who serve on jury duty. And it's not a lot of money. Each person might be getting $13, $9, $10, but there are a lot of people who show up to be called for jury duty, but they may not actually be called for a jury because it might settle. So they bring a pool of people in, and then they run through various procedures to decide whether someone's going to be on a jury, and at the same time, the defendant and the prosecutor are negotiating, and they sometimes reach an agreement so it doesn't actually go to trial. But the jurors come in, and some of that pressure of the jurors coming in and people realizing that they might be at trial gets them to settle.
I recall from my days of criminal justice classes that if they didn't have plea agreements, it would take 25 years for a case to go to trial. So it's important that those pleas get done, and we can try to avoid jury trials when possible.
Right. And what % of our cases go to trial, Mr. Solicitor, in Lycoming County, if you know?
You're talking about civil cases or?
Or you could do, if you know off the top of your head, civil or criminal.
The civil cases, probably fewer than 2% of cases actually go to trial, unless cognizant of what
The
the
criminal.
percentage might be.
Yeah.
But my guess is 10% of cases go to trial.
Right,
Scott might know.
Yeah, they plead most of them now.
right.
Okay.
Okay, motion,
I'll move to approve.
Second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, next is personnel actions. I'm filling in for Jess, and I'm asking you to approve the following personnel actions as conditional offers of employment, subject to the successful completion of a background check and all other employment conditions as they're outlined in attachment A. Would you like me to list those? or-
Yes, please.
Okay. So Resource Management Services, we have Jackie Quinard, transfer station truck driver, full-time replacement, $18.72 per hour, 80 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date is March 27, 2023. In the prison, we have Scott Gare, correctional officer 2, full-time replacement, $21.48 per hour, 80 hours per pay period. Transfer date is March 5th, 2023. At the prison, we have Donnie Schill, correctional officer 2, full-time replacement, $21.48 per hour, 80 hour per pay period. Transfer date February 19th, 2023. In the prison, Quentin Ragard, correctional officer 1, full-time replacement, $20 per hour, 80 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date is March 27, 2023. At the prison again, John Bliss, correctional officer 1, full-time replacement, $20 per hour, 80 hours per pay period. Anticipated transfer date is April 3rd, 2023. At Resource Management Services, Carl Randall, recycling laborer, full-time new position, $14.50 per hour, 80 hours per pay period. Anticipated start date is March 27, 2023. And at Facilities Management, we have Nathan Tucker, project foreman, full-time new position, $34.24 per hour, 75 hours per pay period, with anticipated transfer date of March 19th, 2023.
Okay, can I have a motion on the personnel actions?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
It's good to see that we have 4 more correctional officers being hired.
Yes. And I have information from Jess. It seems like we've been asking, the positions, how much are open. So currently, there's 56 openings. 17 are set to be on board, so the total vacant positions to date is 39.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, so carried.
All right, moving forward to action items. Jamie Schroeder's here. She has 5.1 and 5.2.
Morning, Jamie.
Good morning, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good, thank you. So we have two subrecipient agreements on your agenda for action this morning. The first one, I believe, on the list is the federal fiscal year 2020 CDBG subrecipient agreement for the $50,000 to the Franklin Township Lairdsville sanitary sewer project. And the second one is for the 2020 CV funds, also putting funding into that same project of $128,358.88.
Okay, this is definitely good news for the Lairdsville area, Franklin Township, and we appreciate all your efforts and work on this.
No problem, you're welcome.
Can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried. 5.1, 5.2.
Just to
Thank you very much.
give our guests here a little background real quick. So Franklin Township, Lairdsville, their sewer systems are failing, the on-lot. And so,
On-lot septics.
on-lot septics are failing. And so, the
Actually-
woman on the phone,
Raw sewage come up out of the ground.
right, raw sewage, that's how bad it is. The woman on the phone is from CEDACOG, which is a consortium county governments that work together to solve problems that are sometimes bigger than any one county, but also provide expertise. They happen to handle the distribution of federal funds. These are federal funds that we just voted. And this happens to be a poorer area of the county where the median income is much lower. And so by doing this, we're helping these families basically be able to get a sewer lateral installed and get a sewer system repaired, right, Jamie? That's a fair assessment of it?
That is absolutely correct, yes.
Yeah. So this is the kind of stuff county government does. When people say, what does county government do? This is what we do. We work to make sure that people can live lives that are decent lives.
And this is absolutely the proper use for your CDBG funds.
Right.
Thank you, Jamie.
You're welcome.
Okay, 5.3, Diane?
Yep, 5.3, vote to revise policy 407, payment for on-call. What we're doing with this policy for the revision is adding a maintenance manager and work crew foreman supervisor to the on-call policy.
Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Aye, so carried.
Next, we have Michelle McDermott, vote to approve purchase of a drive-in camera upload system from Motorola Solutions. Oh, well, not Michelle, but.
Morning, Commissioner.
Morning.
I'm Sergeant Kula with the Lycoming County Sheriff's Office. Looking for your approval today for an upload video system for the cars, where it'll upload all our cameras, all our footage when we first drive in. And right now we have to do it manually, go down and pull everything out, take it back upstairs, put it into the computer, and then run back down to the car. It just saved the sheriff's office time and money, and just getting us into the century of doing things. But we're seeking your approval. The total is $11,960, and it is a budgeted item for this year. So just looking for your approval.
And at budget time, we have meetings with the departments. They bring us some proposals, what they need for their departments to make a decision on whether we can afford it or not. This was reviewed back in September, October during our budget meetings. So you'll see on the agenda that it's a 2023 budgeted item. So it's already been placed in the budget, we just have to vote on it. So, motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner.
I have the next few items, so 5.5, vote to approve the 2023 outside agency request for the following. We have American Rescue Workers at $20,000, Mansfield University Public Safety Training Institute, an amount of $20,000, Pennsylvania College of Technology, Community Arts Center, $10,000, Fire Truth Lake, $60,000, Law Enforcement and Police Training Association, $25,000, Lycoming County Senior Citizens, $10,000, Lycoming County Historical Society, $20,000, Lycoming County Early Learning Team, $16,684. Now just keep in mind, I do have a couple that I will be having on again next week. I'm just waiting for them to give me their paperwork before I formalize the new allocation from, so I'm waiting to get the 2022 documents in.
The question is, the early learning team, is that to Rosie ready?
That is,
Okay.
yes. And so, that, we'll have to talk about that, moving forward, for 2024, based off of that meeting I had scheduled, what we would like to do, for future allocations.
Great, thank you.
So we must have contracts signed with them before we allocate
Yeah,
them.
because what we do is I do contracts, and in order to monitor the expenditures, I make sure that this agreement's in place so that they know they have to substantiate all the invoicing, and invoices they incur with this money, so that I ensure it's being used properly.
So if the federal government or state government gives us money, there's strings attached. We have to follow a monitoring process. And if we don't, then they can take the money back. And that won't make our taxpayers too happy. So it's her job and others like CEDACOG and STEP to monitor all this.
And to give an example of how federal monies can tie something up for years, we have a golf course over on the other side of the mountain that they took $20,000 of federal monies back in 1978. And in the deed, it says it's tied to structures. It doesn't say what structure. But they tied to the whole 435 acres of the golf course. So if we intend someday to sell a piece of that land, we were prohibited to, unless we do what they call land conversion, with another piece of land for recreational purposes. And we can't do that until that's approved by the National Park Service. So you can see that when things are tied with federal monies, it can become very complicated. They can go on for generations. Okay, I have a motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
Okay, next item, vote to award bid for deed book repair and restoration to CoFile Technologies Incorporated in the amount of $54,722. So CoFile was the only bidder on this particular project. They did come over budget. Initially, we had $40,000 put in there for this project, but it was my understanding that there's monies available for the cost overrun associated with this project, and we hope to then just get it completed in its entirety in 2023
And this is for the Register and Recorder.
for the Register and Recorder's Office.
Okay, and it's, again, 2023 budget item. I motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
Just so you know, a lot of these things we've gone over multiple times. I don't want you to think we come in and just say, approved, approved, approved. This particular one is a continuation of a prior authorization or appropriation of money, which is what we're doing now. We're authorizing and appropriating money as a executive branch of county government. And this project is basically to take these historic books that are in the Register and Recorder's Office and make sure that they are in a condition to be able to last forever, that they don't deteriorate. They're historical documents.
And we want to take a moment and express our condolences to our Register and Recorder Dave Huffman, who lost his sister this week. Yes.
Oh,
We have him on our thoughts and prayers.
Right, moving forward, vote to approve bid for X-ray imaging systems to Access Control Systems Incorporated. This was a bid we have actually done a couple months ago, but there was a lot of scrutiny on it with regards to the warranty piece that myself and the solicitor were looking at. Some of the bidders they came back and did not, I guess, give a bid back in accordance with what the specifications and request was. So, in looking at it though, Access Control Systems was the most compliant bidder in that aspect. So that cost is $54,249.05, and $54,249.05.
Okay, thank you.
And so the unit cost itself is $38,290.97, but with a 5-year warranty, you add $14,700, and then there's a disposal fee of $1,258.08. And just keep in mind that AOPC is actually giving funding towards this particular project of $29,234.82 to reimburse us for this purchase. And this is for the sheriff's office.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item I have is vote to approve the whole home repairs grant program agreement with Department of Community and Economic Development. It's in the amount of $1,105,133. And this is a project that we are able to complete until December 31st, 2026. And we're good, this is part of the COVID-19 ARPA funds that came in, and it's going to address I can't even say that. Yeah, habitat. And safety concerns, basically to improve energy or water efficiency and making it accessible for individuals with disabilities, to eligible homeowners. And so we're working out the details. Right now, we're going to be working with STEP. STEP's going to be the main person that administers this program on behalf of the county, in coordination with Penn College. So now that we have the agreement, we'll probably be really starting to get into the active phase of things. So we just had a meeting here not too long ago trying to discuss how we were going to roll the program out. So I anticipate we'll have another meeting soon to work out more details.
Okay. A motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
Any questions or comments?
Commissioners,
Yes.
Maya, do you want to mention that we're going to be reaching out to local contractors?
Yeah, so the first phase is right now is, getting STEP set up as the administrator. Once that happens, we will be going out to bid on a larger scale to get eligible contractors to assist us with these home repair projects. So that's the next phase of our working out the details with STEP to figure out how that's going to work. And it also is going to be in coordination with our auditor. Because the way these monies are, you have to make sure that you don't list them as a contractor versus a subrecipient designee. So I have a meeting scheduled, I think it's next week, with the auditor, and we'll be discussing to make sure that we address it properly.
This is an exciting opportunity for residents in this county to be able to have their homes fixed up, especially seniors.
Yeah, we've had a lot of movement already just with the announcement of it. I've been funneled with calls. I know planning has been as well, and so is Rochelle at STEP. So it's definitely a needed item within the community.
Shannon, maybe if you know off the top of your head what the income limits are?
No, I do not.
Okay. Well, so when this,
Too many, I don't want to mistakenly say
right.
something wrong.
So this will be posted on the website, so people
Yes.
can determine if they are eligible. It's an income-based.
Yeah, we
program.
literally just got the agreement today.
Yeah.
So.
But I think that the
so-
income limits were higher than usual.
I don't know the income limits, but STEP is going to be doing all of that intake for us because they already have a list of applicants.
Right.
And what they'll be doing is, as people call or are on their list already, I think they have over 500 people
Yeah, it's fine.
on that list.
500, yeah.
So what will happen is, they'll start going through a list to see who on that list is income eligible, and also who would be interested in participating in the program. And I believe the max we can spend on each home is $50,000. Now, some of that will be the cost of STEP's management stuff, so it's not really $50,000 because it's the cost of the intake, it's the cost of the administration, it's the cost of actually determining what needs to be done on the house to make it brought up to standards. And that's why we're going to have to rely on some local contractors who would be willing to work within those guidelines. Because STEP just doesn't have enough staff to do all of these projects, but they're going to help with the administration and the handling of the program.
And then I'll be doing the bidding for it. And we're trying to figure out a way to structure it. I threw around a couple things that,
We want to make it as
yeah,
simple as possible.
Because I don't want to obviously have to go out to bid, multiple times. So we're thinking about, grouping the projects and basically saying, okay, in this bundle, kind of like, what we did with the bridge bundle, we're going to bundle
Be able to
projects.
be able to save that way too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
and-
it'll be more favorable and attractive to contractors too,
Yeah.
to want to bid on the projects.
Yeah. We've talked about getting a list of contractors that would be eligible, and then based upon their cost per hour, who's the lowest bidder, that kind of thing. So we have to work through a lot of things, and we want to make it as simple as possible, because nobody wants, if you're in the contracting business, you don't want to deal with paperwork. So we don't want to we want to put as much onus on us with the paperwork side and let them do what they know what they're doing.
Okay. Exciting opportunity.
It is. Mhm.
Motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So
Aye.
carried.
The next item, 5.9, vote to approve purchase of MedCognition per Slim system from MedCognition Incorporated. It's in the amount of $29,000. This is a 2023 budgeted item. This is for Department of Public Safety. This particular software and technology is a reality medical patient simulator to assist, and I'm assuming doing a lot of training and
Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
Any questions or comments? And the amount is $29,000.
Mhm.
Okay, it's also a budgeted item for this year. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
All right, next, Beth Baylor should be on the line. She has the
Beth, you with us?
next 4 items.
I am.
Okay.
All right, take it away, Beth.
Okay, the first item I have, Commissioners, good morning, is a revenue item for after hours and, well, it's 24-hour paging for the Office of Aging for STEP. For many years, this was basically $1 a day. I have upped that item. We're going to do that for $1,250 a year for 24/7 aging, and that will increase, this is a non-ending contract with them, increase by 5% every 3 years, unless one of us cancels the agreement. So that is a revenue item, non-ending contract.
Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item is the COVA agreement. It is our logging recorder that records all of our radio and phone lines. Ours is currently end of life at the end of 2022. And this is for a new system, $81,498.90. It also includes the first year of warranty and maintenance in the system. It is a 2023 budgeted item.
Beth, how long did the old system last?
22 years, it's had one upgrade.
Wow. Okay. A motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
The next item on mine, 5.12, is the priority dispatch agreement. This is for 5 years in the amount of $105,600. This is for our emergency medical dispatch, emergency police dispatch, and emergency fire dispatch protocol systems. This is for maintenance on the system for our computer, any issues that we have, and also the use of the protocols. It's broken down into 5 years, $19,200 is for the first year, and then 4 years at $21,600. It is cheaper if we go with a 5-year contract. And again, that amount is $105,600. It's a 2023 budgeted item.
Okay, a motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
And the last item is an amendment to the Skyhook agreement for the Hughesville Tower site in the amount of $12,600. There was a change in footage for the telco lines. The electric lines running up to the tower site took a different route than they initially intended, which added 900 feet. And this is for the actual lines that we need that we could run fiber in later, we could run for broadband, anything like that for anyone to rent from us at our tower site. We had initially gotten this approved a while back, but due to taking a different route to the tower site, it increased by 900 feet. So the cost increased by $12,600.
Okay, can I have a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried. Hey, Beth, before you go, can you give our college students basically a 2-minute summarization on 911 and how many calls you receive a year and what your staff does?
Our staff here at 911, what we do, well, we wait for the phone to ring first. We answer emergency calls for all of Lycoming and Sullivan County. We take the we call it a chief complaint. We have 60 seconds to basically figure out what is going on the other end of the phone call. Decide who needs to go on that, whether it's police, whether it's fire department, whether it's paramedics, ambulance, or all of the above, or some of the above. We have to get their address, verify their address, what municipality they live in, obtain their name and their phone number, and like I said, the chief complaint, what's going on, and we have to get that call routed to the dispatcher within 60 seconds. And then the dispatcher has another less than 30 seconds to get the call out to whoever's working, whether it be police or an ambulance call, fire department, whoever. I spoke a few minutes ago about the contract for $105,000. We have emergency, police, fire, and EMS. If it's medical, we give medical assistance to the person on the phone. If it's fire related, we have instruction to assist people to get out of a burning car, to get out of a burning house, anything like that. Get themselves to safety, get them out of a sinking car, if the car's sinking in water. Same with police, if they're being assaulted, or if something has happened to them, we have, instruction to assist them. And even though it's on protocol, a lot of this stuff is memorized and we consider it common sense. I mean, it's on a computer program, but it's things that our folks have memorized, and we know how to help people. We're trained to help the people get themselves to safety as much as possible until their help arrives. I don't have the 2022 totals in front of me. I apologize. I still have 2021 posted up on my wall here. But in 2021, we had 84,866 calls for service. That means that's the number of calls in Lycoming County that we actually dispatched out over the radio. We answered 127,168 emergency calls. We also had Sullivan County, which was about 2,000 incidents that we dispatched for them and answered for them as well. So we're a relatively busy center. Some days are slower than others. Storms, things like that, push us to our limits. Right now, we run 3 people on a shift, and they're working 12-hour shifts. They're loving their new 12-hour shifts, which I'm very happy about. So, yeah, that's what we do. We're here. We service anyone in need, whether it's someone who works in Lycoming or Sullivan County, lives in Lycoming or Sullivan County, or here to visit or just passing through. We're here for anybody that needs us 24/7.
We appreciate your staff, and they're definitely high-stress jobs. They're handling life-death situations. One of my favorite stories is your telecommunicator that helped deliver 2 twins during an ice and blizzard storm, and talked the mother through the delivery, and one baby was breech, and the other baby was, I forget, what was?
They were preemies and one breech, and the dad was a little not happy about the whole situation. So.
A little stressed out.
Yeah, a little stressed out.
But if that telecommunicator wasn't there that night, it could have been a much more detrimental situation, and he helped deliver those 2 precious lives.
It's definitely a unique job and a bunch of unique people that work here, and they are absolutely amazing. I always tell people, and once they're here, they understand this job is a calling. This is a calling, not just a job. It's a career path, and it's a calling. It's not just somewhere that, oh yeah, I'm going to work there for the paycheck, because you don't get rich working here, but you develop a love for it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thanks. You guys too. Thank you.
Jason?
Good morning, Commissioners. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
For the Penn College students, I'm Jason Yorks, the Director and Department Head of the Lycoming County Landfill and Recycling Center. Also Penn College grad and current adjunct instructor for the Metal Trades Building. The County of Lycoming in the early 70s recognized a need for solid waste capacity and to control what's going on throughout the communities and townships. Every little township and city had their own dump, had their own burn pile, and it was a necessary move forward to get a lined system. So we actually have waste going on a double line system that protects the environment. The county is the only, to my knowledge, is the only county that owns a landfill in Pennsylvania. All others are authorities or are owned privately. So we are one of one as far as county-owned facilities, but it was a vision from the 70s that has transpired and is now
revenue center for the county. So with that, Commissioners, item 5.14 is purchase of a 2023 D8 dozer in the amount of $989,730. It is a 2023 budgeted item. We are trading in a D8 from 2008, and it is through Purchase CoStar System program.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
Commissioners, is 5.15 is the agreement we have with Highway Equipment and Supply Company. They are our Volvo rep and dealer. It is a simple change in their pay rates. They, of course, change their labor and travel rate pricing every year. Our contract with them ends in 2024 December. So this is an amendment to the pricing. It's an as-needed basis if we need them to come in to work on something we can't do.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye, so carried.
5.16 is another budgeted item for 2023 is a Bobcat UTV from Clark Equipment Company, $31,837.81. This is not through CoStars, this is through Sourcewell buying program, and this is a UTV that we utilize going up and down the slopes.
Okay, motion.
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
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 And lastly, Commissioners, is the item 5.17 is purchase of a 2022 Caterpillar 336 excavator from Cleveland Brothers in the amount of $406,445. This is through CoStars. We're trading in a 2006 Cat 330. Budget, it is a 2023 budgeted item.
Okay, and all these items that you've listed are budgeted items for 2023 and paid for by proceeds of the plan. Have a motion.
You beat me to it.
Yeah, well,
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you.
And as you can see, everything that he comes to us with is very expensive.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, he's trading in equipment that's 2006, 2008, that has, I don't know, how many hours on those machines?
Well, the dozer has almost 20,000. It's been rebuilt, I think, twice. So
Yeah.
that is the last of the old dozers without the buyback. So from here on out, we'll have buyback programs.
And if you ever have an opportunity, they do tours over at the
Absolutely.
RMS, and it's quite an education to go over there and see the operation that's there. It's incredible.
So when he says it's a revenue center, what he means is that in addition to paying for all those things that the commissioner said, the wages, the hours, the health care, the pension for the employees, it makes money and puts money back into the general fund of the county. So that reduces the tax burden on property taxes for our county residents. And in the last, 12 years, they put in how much?
Well, in the last 5 years,
Right.
it was 12.5 million.
That's right. Last 5 years, $12.5 million. That's a lot of money, right? And the little-known secret is that 80% of the waste comes from outside the county. So we are actually making money. Now, you know, some people might say, well, you're bringing waste in, right? But it's all being done in a very scientific way to make sure that we don't touch the water table, that we don't, when people burned waste, it goes up in the air, right? And that's a problem too, when you're burning plastic and so forth. Those carcinogens are getting in the air. So this is a legal, safe way to dispose of it.
And they can compact it so much, and with the methane gas, we actually make money off them.
Yep.
Yeah, there you go. The waste decomposes into methane, and we sell the methane we actually use it. They use it down at the Allenwood prison.
Yeah, electricity.
And in exchange for that, we get some stuff from the prison. So it's a good deal for the taxpayers.
Okay, Jerry. Speaking of a good deal for the taxpayers.
Morning, Commissioners. Jerry Kennedy, Chief Information Officer. Before you this morning is a 3-year renewal of our help desk software that tracks and takes submissions for technical assistance. across our organization. The price tag for this is $15,916.82 for 3 years.
Okay, a motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So
Jerry,
carried.
quick question for you. This is help desk software.
Mhm.
So what does it do that we wouldn't do with like an Excel spreadsheet or something? Is it routing things or?
It has capabilities to do routing. If you were to put our open calls onto, or our open tickets into an Excel spreadsheet, you'd have, 4,000 or 5,000 lines for, 1 year, and you wouldn't really be able to sort what was there and what we're actually handling. This does reporting, potentially gives us metrics on who's handling the most calls, who handled past calls, gives us a history. We actually document solutions so that if something comes up again, we actually have a knowledge base for someone to go back to and look at and say, oh, I don't have to reinvent the wheel. I can just go click this couple of buttons and we're all done.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. It's a modest amount when you think what some of our other things
Yes.
are, right, for technology.
Okay, thank you, Jerry.
Next item, 5.19, we have Lycoming, vote to approve amendment to subrecipient agreement with Muncie Borough.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Morning, Malik.
I'm seeking your approval for an amendment to the subrecipient agreement with Muncie Borough for the Act 13 mini grant project at the time extension for the basketball court construction.
This is being funded through Act 13.
Yes.
Any motion?
I'll move to approve.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
So carried.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm not sure, oh, there is this, I didn't see you.
Mr. Fort's back here.
Yeah, I'm here. Good morning.
Morning.
So this agenda item, it's part of an ongoing countywide initiative to bring our polling places into compliance with accessibility requirements. For people to whom this is new, the first and most compelling reason why we're doing this is because the county is required to do so. It's part of a settlement agreement we've signed with the U.S. Department of Justice. And, some people would look at this and say, well, yeah, the county's at the bottom of a long food chain of tax, spending, and policy decisions made by federal and state governments, and it's an unfunded mandate. And yes, that's true. We have to deal with that. But this project is also entirely compatible and in fact consistent with the county's long history of investing in community institutions and infrastructure. You see that on the agenda today, every meeting that we have. Our charities, schools, libraries, fire halls, many more. That's how you build a community where people want to live and work, where there's a sense of shared purpose, obligation, interests. And so that's what this is part of. This is a proposed professional services agreement with Tony Visco. He's an area architect. It would be to identify, to survey polling place facilities and identify the accessibility issues that need to be corrected, and ultimately draw up construction plans that would be biddable to actually do the work. And it's a vital step of that process. I've spoken to Mr. Visco. He's a fine architect. He expressed a lot of interest in working with the county on this project. I think he's going to be a wonderful partner for us. And I'm particularly pleased that it is going to be a design professional doing this, because these surveys that we do and the plans that we draw up are going to underpin the much more expensive projects that will come later down the line in terms of the construction. So it's the principle of measure 2 times or measure 4 times before you cut once. He's doing the measuring, and it's certainly important in my job too. You have to measure 4 times and cut once. In fact, I do that a lot better in the office than I do at home. I think I built a birdhouse where they had a compass and maps to try to get in there. So it's better that I do that in the office. But I think Tony's going to do a wonderful job for us on this work, and that is the agreement that's before you today.
What's the cost of the agreement?
Well, there's a slew of rates depending upon, I think we had hoped that he would stay within that 40,000 mark, but I mean, it's really depending upon once he gets to each polling place and he determines what the rates would be, you know, and how much time and effort's gonna be put into them.
It's an hourly rate.
It's an hourly
What's the
rate,
hour?
yeah.
Do we know the hourly rate off the? I don't
It
see-
should be there, should be.
I don't have a copy of it.
Oh, there's nothing in
It's,
there.
he's proposing varied hourly rates based on the type of work that's being done.
Yeah, we
So-
saw it before, I just.
So there, you know-
had it, yeah.
He was cognizant and expressed respect for the fact that some parts are going to be them traveling from site to site, and he didn't believe it was fair to charge, you know, the same rate for being en route between locations as he might charge when they're on site applying their expertise directly to these issues. And then, of course, when you get down the line to drafting site plans, you know, that would be a different hourly rate. And it's hard to estimate things like that because we may be looking at facilities, some of which we may not choose to keep based on the assessment. You know, and we're not gonna have him draft plans to correct facilities that we might not stay in, we might change. And so there are a lot of variables as this process unfolds.
So this is what's called a professional services agreement. And by state law, we don't have to bid out services agreements. We do. Many times we do bid it out. Or we take, in this case, we did some investigative work, right? And asked various architects to give us prices. If we're buying food for the prison, we have to bid it out because it's a product, right? But we do it because it's good government to not just take one price from one person, but to ask. So we try to do what's good government and not necessarily what's just required by law. But that's why this process is a little different there.
Here's a good example. I can't speak for the handicapped, okay, but where we have a lot of requirements from the federal and state governments. And their solution is, you're gonna fix these. And this is all about, the only reason we're doing this is because of ADA requirements, okay? And we have a mail-in ballot. I mean, that could be a way of eliminating the cost, because it will be in the millions. And that will be a way of eliminating the cost. I am sure, I'm not sure, but I would think that anybody that was handicapped that would say, okay, well, I don't want you to spend my money on somebody else's building, would say, yeah, send me a mail-in ballot. But we don't always look at things in government logically. And sometimes we should.
It's important to note that that would be an option for them for anyone to vote by mail. However, it would, in order to take an entire precinct or, you know, say that they're all going to be mailed a ballot or something like that, that would require statutory changes.
Correct.
We have to
We can't
present
do
an
that.
in-person option and a mail option to everybody in every precinct across the board equally in the current election code.
So part of what, sometimes things are, they appear, like the commissioner describing a situation that appears that common sense, but the problem is the Constitution says we have to treat everybody the same. And that's what the director just said. If we don't require everyone to do a mail-in ballot, then we can't say just because you're wearing tattoos, you're gonna do a mail-in ballot. Or just because you're in a wheelchair, you're gonna only do a mail-in ballot, right? So part of the Constitution's equal protection and non-discrimination clauses say that we will treat everyone the same. So the director's right. If we just went to no polling places and we said everybody does a mail-in, then it would be perfectly fine to require. But what we don't do in government is we try not to treat people differently based on characteristics of who they are or what they were born with or their religion and so forth. So sometimes it costs us money, and the taxpayers need to understand that, because at the end of the day, it protects everybody, right? But what's interesting, not on this, is that the three of us are in different political parties. We virtually approved everything today, right, unanimously. 95% of government, whether it's state, local, or federal, the guys in Harrison, gals in Harrisburg or Washington, they do that too. They pass bills. You pick up the newspaper, you turn on the radio, it sounds like all government does is fight with each other. not the case. We actually get a lot of stuff done, and then sometimes we have disagreements, and the stuff we have disagreements on. But I hope when you leave here today, you can understand that what you saw today also happens in Harrisburg and Washington. People agree on stuff, and they disagree, but most of the stuff, when I was in the legislature, 90% of the bills, boom, boom, boom. Because you got to run a railroad, right? You got to get the job done. If you don't fix the bridge, what are you doing in government, right? If you can't find a way to reach a compromise and get it done. So there's some principles sometimes where we don't agree.
You know, it's funny, I was on his campaign to get him elected as a Republican.
Can we stop for a second? We have to vote on this thing.
Oh, yeah.
It's okay, I have to remind you, yeah.
Is that got a motion?
I'll move to
I'll
approve.
second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, commissioners' comments, go ahead.
But, yeah.
Yeah, I
so
jumped again.
I helped him get into office there. And the funny thing is, you talk about the bills. We went down to see his office, and 1 week later, I think, or a week and a half, we went to your inauguration, right? And from 1 week, there were, I'm not joking, piles of papers on his desk that were all bills.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, that's in 1 week? You know, that's what less government should be. You know, there's just so many bills that people want. And you sit there and say, why do you need this much? But they do. And probably only 5% of them will even get voted on, right? But every week, it's like a stack of bills.
And to Commissioner Masser's credit, I was a new legislator down there, and somehow I managed to lock my keys. Now you've seen, he and I have disagreed on stuff, and you've seen us, but I managed to lock my keys in the car, and he drove from Williamsport down to Harrisburg and brought me another set of keys, and I appreciated that very much.
And if I could, no.
So sometimes when you see what appears to be disagreements, it's on principle and trying to understand the other position, trying to get to a place of standing in the other shoes and saying, okay, what does the position look like from their shoes? If we do that, then we have the capacity to really have good government, right? But it's not easy for us to do that because we're human, right? But we try.
Any other commissioner comments? Any more kumbaya comments?
He's just jealous.
And Commissioner, I apologize, that was I have not done that agreement yet, but I will get that done. But it is based on.
We saw it after.
Yeah, so.
Okay. Public comment. Any from the audience? Yes. Morning.
Morning, Tom Adams, Williamsport. Got to put in my 2 cents. Did you notice the woman from the Red Cross? She asked if they're supposed to keep the certificate. They're so used to giving things away, you know, it's funny. That's really, really good heart there.
Mm-hmm.
Good organization.
Very much so.
I also want to recognize the doctor from Cogan Station, Gambosi. He put a letter in the March 13th Gazette dealing about addressing the article of concerning gender surgery. It's called Life Saving. And he set a lot of the record straight. And of course, he didn't put all the information in there as a letter, so he couldn't be completely thorough. But he was telling, letting how dangerous these surgeries are, even for adults. But just the idea of doing it for children and teens, and it just shouldn't be done at all. It shouldn't even be thought of. And I think that was a great letter. Also, just to give out something to look into, the UCC bill from just heard on the radio. Maybe we need to call our state legislators about voting against that. But I'm not up on all the information on that, but I just caught a quick thing about that. In Proverbs 5:23, God says, "He will die for lack of instruction, and in the greatness of his folly he will go astray." And that's not just for a person, that's for our nation. And in the greatness of our folly, we are going astray. We've ignoring our history, how the country is founded, how our government should be run. So just want to bring up a quote from James McHenry. He was a physician and one of the founding fathers and a signer of the Constitution. Should take a little bit of time. "Neither in considering this subject let it be overlooked that public utility pleads most forcibly for the general distribution of the Holy Scriptures, the doctrine they preach, the obligations they impose, the punishment they threaten, the rewards they promise, the stamp and image of divinity they bear, which produces a conviction of their truths, can alone secure to society order and peace, and to our courts of justice and constitutions of government purity, stability, and usefulness. In vain, without the Bible, we increase penal laws and draw entrenchments around our institutions. Bibles are strong entrenchments. Where they abound, men cannot pursue wicked courses and at the same time enjoy quiet conscience. Consider also the rich do not possess aught more precious than their Bible, and that the poor cannot be presented by the rich with anything of greater value. Withhold it not from the poor. It is a book of counsels and directions, fitted to every situation in which man can be placed. It is an oracle which reveals to mortals the secrets of heaven, of the heavens, and the hidden will of the Almighty. It is an estate whose title is guaranteed by Christ, whose delicious fruits ripen every season, survive the warm, and keep through eternity. So the idea is, of course, and that's over 95% of the founders of the country were Christian, and they took the Bible seriously, and that's why we have a country that was a beacon of light for the world, and now we're seeing it grow dark because we're turning our back and kicking God out. So just an encouragement, and it's not that I see myself as you just come to meet God where you're at, and you can grow, but He's looking for us to humbly look to Him. Thanks.
Thank you. Any other public comment from the audience?
Do you have
Online?
one online?
Yes.
Yep, from Jeff Will Try. Are Lycoming County employees required to submit to pre-employment or random testing for cannabis usage? If not, great. If so, why are such medicine users unjustly discriminated against? That's all.
Thank you.
Was that a question? We don't require, we don't have random
We don't
cannabis
have random,
testing.
we have pre-employment.
We have pre-employment drug screening and.
And reasonable suspicion, too.
Right.
Yeah.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. Which would cause for a random, right?
Right, so if a department head or a supervisor suspected something, they could have one, HR work do one.
Commissioners, we also have randoms for our drivers every month, all CDL drivers in the county.
That's a
Okay.
federal requirement,
Yes.
isn't it?
Thanks for sharing that.
Thank you.
Sure, our drivers are out on the road driving large trucks. We need to do random tests to make sure people are not intoxicated or otherwise impaired.
Okay, your comments?
Nothing on my end.
Okay, we've completed our agenda, so our next meeting will be March 22nd, 10 a.m. right here in this meeting room. Thank you.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you.
Did you learn anything?
A lot.
What's the course? What's the name of the course?
State and local government.
State and local government?
Yeah.
Okay.
So we have to write a paper on the meeting.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we recorded it on YouTube, so you can go back and, when you have nothing to do on Saturday night.
We're after church on Sunday.
It's a great way to spend time. In fact, you can go look at a bunch of other here, meetings that we had.
That's how we found
Yeah,
out.
that's how we found it.
Oh, that's how you found
Was
it?
going through them and watching the videos, yeah.
Anything good, anything interesting?
A lot of things I didn't understand at first.
Okay.
This made a lot more sense, especially with the stuff, like the chapters that we're at with the class right now.
Yeah, because one of the chapters that we just went over was about budgeting and everything like that. So now it
Yeah,
kind of brought
the general
more,
funds, all those
more light
things.
into it, how it actually works in our county.
Yeah.
You're welcome to attend any meeting.
Thank you.
Thank
And you know, the budget is online.
I was gonna get it, try to get it, when I saw you, I thought I was asking.
Yeah, I can. I saw an email.
Yeah, with you?
Yep, they're all
Oh,
right
they're
here.
all right.
Okay. I'll let them know you're registered voters, and if you need it. I guess you got
Thank you.
Okay, and then I think he called from that.
No, my pen's turned out. I'll give him a picture.
What does that mean?
That might be ready.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah.
That would be pretty cool.
They're signing the documents. We can get you